Super Jay, and he is from Brisbane. Super Jay, and a dingo is his pet, and he plays games on Steam, and he likes to fill girls with cream. Dun dun dun. Blonde hair, blue eyes is what he likes. He always wants it to be tight. When he puts it in, he hopes they're on the pill. Dun dun dun. They read his mangas at his house. Then he takes off their bra and blouse. Then he proceeds to stick it in and drill. Dun 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 dun. He thinks that Peaks is great, but he does not gain weight, because if he did, he would hate his big belly. Super Jay, and he has a lot of toys. If you try to steal him, then he will destroy your face with brass knuckles. Rugby league is fun to watch. Super Jay, and he likes to dump his seed. If he has a baby, he'll dump it in the streets, because he hates child support, won't give a buck to that whore. Super JAYAIN's cold.
That was hilarious.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not quite that cold towards women at all, but that was a very, very, very well done song, and the lyrics were very good. So thank you, Danny.
You're welcome. I'm really running out of songs at this point. That is scary. It's gonna get to the point where I'm gonna have to do fucking Yumi Hamasaki's Rule from Dragon Ball Evolution.
These songs are gonna give me a bad reputation, folks. I can assure you, I'm not as bad as the songs make me out to be.
No. Wait a minute. Hold on. No. These songs are based on reality, my friend. Because I don't care what anybody says. You have admitted in the past that you enjoy having unprotected sex with many ladies.
Okay. All right.
And the song I wrote about when you punched that guy in the face in a bar, that's a real story.
It is. That one's a real story.
These are all based on, and you think that Peaks is great, and you don't gain weight. It's true.
All right.
These songs are all real, and you like blonde hair and blue eyes. When I write these songs, bro, I take your entire character into consideration. All right, folks, welcome to. Go ahead.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome to Talk Dragon Ball. I'm Big D, Geekdom 101, and this is Jay, of course. Super Jay, and go check out his channel. He's got some videos on there where he's smiling at the camera. So those of you ladies out there can become aroused and do things with your mouths that we can't say on this show. It's a PG show, even though the intros are not PG. And joining us is, as a special guest this week, Mr. Mike from LaughingStock Media. Hi, Mike.
Hey guys, it's Mike here from LaughingStock Media. How's it going?
It's to the point where the intro is comical at this point, bro. You might have the best intro out of all of these fucking guys. Hey guys, you might have the best intro out of all of them. What is going on, my Super Saiyan Rumsteiger?
Does it get burnt?
Does it get burnt? Yeah. No, I think his is. How does his go? It's hey guys, up it's Sophie, get burnt. Remember he says it all like get burnt. But anyways, let's talk about we're talking about Dragon Ball, because that's what we do on this show called Talk Dragon Ball. Now, Jay, you in the past are the Vegeta expert around here. You know a lot about Vegeta's personal life. So what I want to talk about this week is I want to talk about Tarble. Okay, now, and for those who don't know who Tarble is Vegeta's brother. And I know you guys are probably wondering, well, D, who wouldn't know who Tarble is? Well, Yo Son Goku and His Friends Return, which was a 2008 OAV, was never released in this country officially as a dub or even as a sub. You could watch it online for a very brief time when it streamed. There are copies available on YouTube, and if you purchase the Japanese Blu-ray for Battle of Gods or the DVD, I believe you got it as an extra, if I remember correctly. But they did sell it separately as well. Well, a lot of Dragon Ball fans who have seen the entire series and know about Battle of Gods and Forgotten F have never seen Yo Son Goku and His Friends Return. So they might not even know who Tarble is. But Tarble is Vegeta's brother. And if you haven't seen the special, just punch into YouTube. It's there, subbed. It came out in 2008, way before Battle of Gods. It kind of was a precursor to Battle of Gods. But now that we got Dragon Ball Super, we're on episode 2 right now. The series is trucking along. We just got a Vegeta episode, and we still have not seen Tarble. And so, Jay, what do you think's going on? Has Tarble been officially written out of canonicity? Oh, and before you actually answer, I just want to say one thing. There is a debate amongst the community, which isn't really a debate, about whether or not Yo Son Goku is canon. And now that Dragon Ball Super's out, it's going to change a lot of things. But Yo Son Goku was written by Akira Toriyama. He wrote the original draft, and it was supervised by him. So, yes, it's just as canon as anything else in Dragon Ball Z. So, Jay, what do you think?
Well, I think that to eliminate Tarble from the canon completely would be quite stupid. And the reason being is the fact that even though they are sort of summarizing in this series what Battle of Gods was, that seems like that's what they're going to do. They did mention Tarble's name in the Battle of Gods movie.
They didn't say his name.
Series is...
Remember, she said, "Don't you have a brother?" But
they didn't say. No, okay, you corrected me there. They didn't say his name specifically, but they did mention he had a brother. So unless they're going to say Vegeta has a second brother, it wouldn't make a lot of sense. I think he might be mentioned in Super, but I don't think we will see him for sure. Episode 2, I'm really looking forward to. At this stage, I haven't seen it with the English subs, so I'm looking forward to seeing it with the English subs. So I can get a better understanding of what was said, because really the only thing I understood was Beerus saying Super Saiyajin God.
Super Saiyajin Godo. By the way, folks, by the time you guys hear this, the sub will probably already be out, but we're recording this the evening of Super, where we're putting in the can. Not literally in the can, of course, but, that's something else. To continue your point, though.
Episode 2 I enjoyed. It's good to see Vegeta get a bit of airtime on the show by himself with his family. I enjoyed it. The highlight for me was seeing Vegeta standing on the roof while Bulma was flying through the ocean and through the trees. And he's just standing there, and he's not bothered by it. It doesn't bother him. And then seeing him lose his cool when he's in a crowd of people, which I'm pretty sure that was really well written for me, because I think Vegeta would get real antsy and real upset in a crowd like that. He would just get real on edge. So I knew that was coming, and obviously before we saw the teaser to the episode, we saw him get angry and scream when he was in a crowd of people. So I knew that was going to happen, but that's exactly the sort of response I'd expect from Vegeta. So I feel like he's being really well written. For that episode, he's been really well done, and I hope that that's how they continue to write him for the future. Because I felt in Battle of Gods, with some of the fans, they kind of said, Vegeta getting up on stage and dancing, that wasn't him. I personally liked that. No, I thought it was good character development for Vegeta, but a lot of fans didn't like that. They like the serious Vegeta who's always angry. So it was kind of cool to see.
They don't understand that the whole purpose behind that scene. This is where it gets deep, bro. And I love, that's one of my words. This is where it gets deep. I say that to many women. No, the thing about that scene is that, remember, that whole scene was written because these guys know what they're doing. Dragon Ball does have a lot of problems, but I would say overall, the people behind Dragon Ball, whether it be Toriyama, Yamamuro, any of these guys, Maeda back in the day, and those of you who don't know those names, I will be doing videos on these guys at some point, so I'll educate everybody about what I'm talking about here. Only the tippy top, who have watched the Japanese version, go on Kanzenshu all the time. There is information there, but I'll do a video to make it easier for everybody. But as far as these guys go, they know what they're doing. And the reason why that whole scene was even in that movie was because later on, Beerus, mentions how Vegeta swallowed his pride. And the whole thing behind that scene in the film was that Vegeta had actually become less prideful than even Goku, which to me was a very brilliant, very well-written character moment for those characters, because throughout the whole series, Vegeta's the one with all the pride and Goku isn't. But by the time that they got to this part of the series, this part of the story, because Goku had killed Kid Buu and thought he was he thought he was the shit, I'm gonna go SSJ2 to make it easier on you, and all that kind of cocky shit that he did. He got owned by Beerus and humbled. So, but what'd you think about the Squid Ink, Jay, before we go to Mike here? I thought that was the best part of that episode.
Yeah, it was quite hilarious. He was going to obviously destroy the restaurant at the rate he was going with his anger. Some of the stuff that I thought was kind of amusing as well, as when Bulma was seeking affection and was kind of touching him.
That was awesome. Time where because we've all been in that position.
Yeah, and that's exactly that's how I expect Vegeta to react. He deep down he does care about Bulma, but he just won't show it. He refuses to show it just because his pride is too big and too great, and he doesn't want to be seen as a softie, kind of like Goku. So, I like that scene. The character development for me, it's really well written so far for both the first and second episodes. The quality of the writing is obviously a lot higher than GT already, so I'm really happy.
Well, I
yeah,
knew it would be. I knew it would be. I did a video about it. I don't understand, and again, no disrespect, but I don't know how anybody could possibly think that it would be like GT. It's, folks, it's 2015, not 1996. It cannot be like GT because guess what? Things cannot be like other things in the world. It's called physics. I wonder if some of these Dragon Ball fans have ever even gone to school, bro, is what I wonder. Probably not. Mike,
yeah, but
Go ahead. You finish up, Jay, and I'll go to Mike.
I was just gonna say, in summarizing, episode 2 was really good. I thought it was about the same quality as episode 1. I didn't think it was better than episode 1, but it's certainly keeping that quality going. So hopefully episode 3 is just as good. I'm really looking forward to episode 3.
Well, we are talking about Tarble as the main topic here, and I'm going to go to Mike on this one. What do you feel? How do you feel? And I have a theory about it coming up. I'll get to it here shortly, but how do you feel about the absence of Tarble and also the absence of Abo and Kado and the entire Son Goku and his friends return storyline?
Honestly, I really liked Son Goku and his friends return. I thought it was a really interesting thing, and the fact that, like, if they actually do, like, actually ignore it, it'll be really weird to me because the fact that, like, Akira Toriyama did, in fact, actually write this. And on top of that,
yes,
it's just, like, Tarble's a cool character. He's just... Sorry, I was just getting a phone call. Tarble's a cool character. He's like, it's very interesting to see Vegeta has a weaker younger brother, and then he's like, oh, we sent him away, even though it's kind of contradictory. It's something that I thought that was a really interesting entry, and it was a fun story. And I think that there's many ways that they can try and like rework the Jump Special to kind of fit into this new timeline, this new expansion of Battle of Gods and Fukatsu no F, maybe as some sort of foreshadowing. But yeah, like, I'd really like to see them try and incorporate him again, but I just think it would be really weird if they don't, and hopefully they're not heading in that direction.
Well, I have a theory, but I feel like he almost has to be incorporated, but let's get to my theory, because I guess the theory that I had last week about GT really got people love that theory. I guess people like my theories, which is good because there's a lot of really bad theories on YouTube. Really, really bad. That's all I'm going to say about that. So my theory is that Tarble, I think what they're going to do, and again, this is what I think, and it's probably not going to happen because let's be honest, I know whenever we come up with these theories, it never happens this way, but this is what I think could happen. I think that they're going to be moving Tarble to a different part of the timeline. I think what's going to happen is we're going to see Abo and Kado, and we're going to see Tarble after the Battle of God story arc, and I think we're going to see that be a lead-in to Fukatsu no F. I think that Sorbet and Tagoma are going to send Abo and Kado to Earth, and that's where to get information. Reconnaissance information. They're going to find out that Goku... They're going to somehow maybe find out that Goku killed Majin Buu or something, because they have to figure out one way or another that it happened, because in the... spoilers, folks, in Revival of F, Sorbet knows that Goku killed Buu. Stop dropping stuff, bro. Damn it.
Sorry, I dropped the mic because I'm so awesome.
All right, bro. So, in Fukatsu no F, right, Sorbet tells Freeza that Goku defeated Majin Buu. Now, obviously, he found this out from somebody because they wiped everybody's minds at the end of Dragon Ball Z. But again, Sorbet was not on Earth, so somebody had known this happened. So who was it? I don't know. It could be another plot hole for all we know. But I think that Abo and Kado are going to come to Earth, Tarble's going to come to Earth after the Battle of God storyline, and I think that that's going to lead into Sorbet coming to Earth. Because if they're rewriting these things, remember, if they're rewriting this story, the Revival of F and Battle of God story, there's really no limit as to how far they can rewrite this thing. They could totally change things. They could redo that final battle in Revival of F and put Tarble in there. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think Tarble's going to come to Earth, Abo and Kado are going to come to Earth, and then Sorbet and Tagoma are going to come to Earth. And I would like to believe that Jocko is in space, and his spaceship senses that Tarble's going to Earth and follows him, and that's how Jocko winds up in Dragon Ball Super. That's my theory. What do you think, Jay?
I think that's a pretty good theory. I really like it. I would be disappointed if Tarble wasn't there. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if he's not, just based on recent Toei's recent track record. Sometimes they just don't care about this sort of stuff. So I'm not saying that he won't be in the show. I just personally don't think he will be in there. I could be wrong about that, but I would like to see Tarble there, and it would be an interesting direction. And for me, this is my opinion. I feel that he should have already been introduced if he was going to. Like, he should be getting introduced, prior to Battle of Gods, if anything. That's just the way I feel about it. He should be getting introduced before Beerus and Whis are introduced. That's just the way I see it. But I think your theory is really, really interesting as well. And if they are rewriting this arc in the 2 movies, then obviously they can change stuff. But I just have a feeling, and I don't know what it is. I just got a gut feeling that Tarble's not going to show up in Super.
I really like your theory too, Danny, and I really like your theory too. And I definitely agree with Jay. It definitely seems like it is kind of going in that direction where maybe he's not going to show up.
Using my real name on this again, bro. All right, go ahead though.
And I really like that. I definitely agree with him in thinking that. I kind of hope that maybe Tarble will just show up during the party out of nowhere, and maybe they'll use him instead of Pan, to kind of create the Super Saiyan God, because that could tie in all these different things together, and that way, they know about Beerus and everything at the same time. And then Freeza, when he's revived, can say, "Oh, that's why Beerus." They could fit all these different things together seamlessly if they actually try and work them together into one story.
The characters have already kind of been written. That's the thing. These characters are very simple to write for. That's the thing about Toriyama is, and Dragon Ball in general. We've got so much material to work with, from 42 volumes of the manga, 18 movies, and all the other side stories and things like that. There's so much material to work with. I just think it would be a shame if this guy wasn't in there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not there. That's all.
No, I agree, because we haven't seen even a hint of it yet. They got to bring him in, because I think the idea of Vegeta having a little brother and the comedy that can come out of that is just, I don't think we've even come close to touching on it, bro. I mean, Trunks' uncle. I mean, what if Tarble and Vegeta? Now we're getting into fucking generic Dragon Ball YouTuber territory here. But what if Vegeta and Tarble fused? Exclusive Vegeta and Tarble fuse. Click here, Dragon Ball Super Scoop.
Then they'll fuse with Janemba into Janem Tarble Vegeta, and then he'll fight Broly as a Super Saiyan God of the 14th dimension.
Please click my video. I need my 10 cents from YouTube. Please.
But here's an interesting theory to actually propose about Tarble that I kind of brought up a little bit. This is not even a year after Boo, if I remember, right? It's a little bit after 6 months, right? So that means Gohan and Videl are right about to get married, and which Videl isn't pregnant yet. Okay.
Yeah, that's well. Before you keep going, one point I want to make about that. You're right. She might be pregnant again, but if she is pregnant now, it would fuck up the Dragon Ball Z end of Z timeline.
So when we think about it, what does that mean? When we look at Battle of Gods, we see Goku needs 6 pure-hearted Saiyans in order to turn into the Super Saiyan God. However, now Videl is not pregnant. Pan is not in the picture. Who's going to be that 6th Super Saiyan? Who's going to be that 6th Saiyan to help him fuel it? Maybe Tarble will show up and they'll use him.
And I do think that Tarble is pure-hearted, because the way they've portrayed him in Yo Son Goku and Friends Returns, he seems like a much, much nicer guy than Vegeta.
Yeah. And he has a wife and everything.
Well, his wife's like a green ball thing.
Yeah.
Which looks better than some of my exes, so that's that. But, all right, before we get out of here, so we all kind of agree that Tarble should be there then. I think he should, and I think that I really hope they don't fuck it up and not put him in there.
Yep.
I think it would be a shame.
Yep.
Totally
Definitely agree with that.
All right, well, let's get out of here then. Well, thanks everybody again for checking out Talk Dragon Ball. A little bit of a shorter episode this week. They can't all be 30 minutes, but check out LaughingStock Media 1 on YouTube and Super JAYAIN, and we'll catch y'all down the road.